In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. Yeah, no, we're not talking about 40k today. Actually, what we're going to be talking about is the Catalyst Games Clan Invasion Battletech Kickstarter. Now, you might ask, why are you talking about a Kickstarter that's been over for more than a year? Well, today is December the 13th, and the late pledges are going to close in a little over a week. Hey, Editor Jason here. Just want to let you know that when I shot the original video for the Clan Invasion review, there were still 2 weeks left before they closed the Phase 2 backer pledges. That's long gone. That was December 22nd. It's the 3rd of January now, and I'm just finally getting this video together. So what is still accurate, though, is that late pledges can still happen through the link that's provided in the video description. So watch the video. If you're interested in Battletech, you still have a chance to get in there. And even if you were a backer, you can always use a different email address, because that's really all they're tracking. So you still have a shot to get some of the great deals. I can make no guarantees about some of the extras like the coins and stuff. But yeah, take a look. If you're interested in Battletech, check it out. Watch the rest of the video. Sorry it was so late. Enjoy. So if you were thinking that you wanted to get in on this, I'm going to take a look at some of the pros and cons of joining this Kickstarter late, and we'll take a look at some of the miniatures because I've already got my Wave 1 stock. Now, before we get into that, I just want to remind everyone that I do stream every Sunday night on Twitch. Link is in the video description below. And while I'm there, I'm usually playing World of Tanks with my buddies. It sometimes turns into a bit of a rando podcast type thing where we chat about whatever. But also, if you're there and you have questions about Battletech or 40k or anything that is geeky, pop in, dump your questions in the chat, and I will be happy to answer them. So, let's talk about Kickstarters in general before I get into this particular one. As a rule on this channel, I'm not going to promote Kickstarters. And the main reason for that is they are not a guarantee of any product. What it actually winds up being is a pseudo investment into an idea that you believe in with the hope that at the end you're going to get some product. There's always risks involved, and you never really know what you're getting until the end of the Kickstarter. And that is a challenge. There are lots of people who aren't happy with the product they get from any given Kickstarter or the timelines of any given Kickstarter. So the reason I'm talking about this one is because we've already received our Wave 1 stock, so we know the quality of the product. Given the challenges of COVID-19 in 2020, I'd also say that we can trust the timeliness of this. Now, Catalyst does admit they bit off a bit more than they can chew in the fact that they created something like 100 brand new sculpts of mechs. So there's like a lot to choose from when we're talking about this Kickstarter as well. And so there is going to be some delays. I would expect that the Wave 2 product, which is going to ship sometime well after the Pledge Manager closes on December 22nd, is probably not going to arrive. First, people will see their stuff June or July. Like, let's be honest here, we're talking a 6-month delay. And that's actually the first con, that I'm suggesting that you might want to spend money today for product you're not going to see for 6 or 8 months. So that's the first piece. We don't know if all of the mechs are going to be as good a quality as we've seen in the Wave 1. Now, I have a pretty good suspicion that given the mechs we saw in a Game of Armored Combat, in the beginner box, and the quality is identical to what we're seeing in the Kickstarter, that we don't really have to worry about that. That's largely a minor risk. There's always risk, but it's a really small one. The other big con, and why you might not want to do this, is it's Christmas time. Like, literally, we're talking about a Kickstarter that closes its Pledge Manager 3 days before Christmas. Like, you're probably already tapped out. And I would never encourage you to go into debt to back one of these things, right? So don't do that. What I want to say is, if you've got spare money kicking around because you're not going to go visit people because you're in lockdown like we are here in BC, or you've got some early Christmas money, or maybe, you know, whatever, you have some extra money kicking around, this might be a way to go. With the Kickstarter, you get to pick some faction dice, and they look really nice. They roll great. Like, I really like the roll. However, some of the printing and the designs cut into them and the ink that was put in there weren't awesome. The ones I grabbed were good. So like the Kellhounds, Clan Wolf, and Wolf's Dragoons all look great. However, even in my good dice, the paint in the pips has started to fall out. Like, I've had this since November. I've probably rolled them a couple hundred times because I just fidget with stuff on my desk, and so they just sit there and I roll them and I roll them and I roll them, and I've rolled some D&D stats with them. They rolled really good D&D stats, by the way. But like, the two of my dice, one has half the ink in one pip gone, and the other one of the pips is completely empty. There's no ink left in it. So those are some challenges that they've acknowledged, and this is good on Catalyst. They haven't decided what they're going to do. For those who are just getting the free dice that come with it, there's probably not going to be a lot of remediation because, frankly, it was just a bonus add-in and you're already getting great value. But for the people who bought the complete set of dice, so if you're thinking about buying the complete set of dice, this is a caveat for you. For the people who bought the complete set of dice, they are looking into something. But at the end of the day, the dice look great, mostly, but they're not perfect. So don't use the dice as a reason to buy these. So those are the cons. Those are reasons not to get involved in this. And I wanted to cover those quickly and to begin with, just because it's important. Like, nothing is perfect. And so this is not a perfect thing. But why should you join this? Why would you put some of your hard-earned money into this Kickstarter in the hopes that come the summertime, you're going to open a box that's loaded with plastic that you are ultimately going to have to paint? Well, the reason is if you're a hardcore Battletech fan, if you've been playing Battletech since the 80s like I have, this is a dream come true. For the longest time, we've been waiting for a solid selection of plastic mechs. It's not perfect, but we have a broad selection. Like I said, over 100 or almost 100 new sculpts, 96 to 100 and change. I can't remember what the final number was, but we're talking about a solid investment in their time. So let's take a look at some of the mechs, and you'll see here on this B-roll of these mechs spinning on a little turntable that I set up. So the mechs have really good clean lines. They are dynamically posed much better than what we've seen in the far distant past. Like, if you have been playing Battletech as long as I have, and you have the 3rd edition box set with those vinyl injection molded mechs, where sometimes, like, the armor plates, you know, they were putting a line there, but the mold just failed, and so, like, it's just a flat plate. You don't have that there. The mechs look phenomenal. They are really good quality, and you can trust they're going to be survivable, even if you treat them a bit rough. Now, I'm going to be honest, they're not perfect. I've got a couple that I've received that have some mold line flashing that wasn't removed, because some of them clearly have been injection molded in multiple pieces and then assembled at the factory, which is fine. But I think that by and large, these are some of the best pre-built plastic miniatures that you're going to be able to get on the market. And as far as Battletech goes, they are the business. If you've been waiting to play Battletech, or you've played Battletech and just wished that you could have access to a broad selection of clan mechs or a broad selection of Inner Sphere mechs, even though this is the Clan Invasion, there is a good selection of Inner Sphere mechs. In the first wave, I think we had 8. Yeah, I think there were 8 Inner Sphere mechs that were available, and I think 15 clan mechs in the initial wave. So there's those 9, because we also got the urban mech. Yes, my friends, if you do the Kickstarter, one of the pros that you will get is anyone who pledges above, I believe, the $45 point is going to get themselves a free urban mech. Who doesn't want that? Which brings me to the second reason why you would do this through the Kickstarter rather than waiting till retail. And I'll get to the retail bit in a moment. The other reason why you should do this is because it's a great deal. For me, as a Canadian, the import and the exchange prices that often come when these products come north of the border in their full retail packaging, which they're going to, is much higher than what we're seeing in the Kickstarter. $25 is what you pay for a star of mechs, 5 mechs, or $20 for a lance, or $30 for a reinforced lance Comstar thing, which is a 6 mech pack. So you're paying $5 a mech effectively, $5 US per mech. Now I anticipate that these lance packs are probably going to retail for double that in Canadian, so $50 by the time the smoke clears is what I suspect. So getting them at $25 plus exchange with a little bit of shipping, I think is a really good deal. Plus you get extras. If you choose a pledge level, that gets you a certain number of mechs to pick from, or a certain number of packs to pick from, and you pick some of the Inner Sphere lances, you get a random salvage mech, which is cool. Just cool blind box mech from any of the initial 15 mechs that were released in Wave 1. There's a link in the video description to the Kickstarter so you can check out all the mechs. I'm not going to list all 100 resculpts here, but let me tell you, there's some really good ones. Another reason, if you are one of those people who just has to have the greatest thing first, that's another reason to jump on this Kickstarter. While some of the products, like the main box set and probably the initial lance packs and star packs, are going to be available in retailers probably early in the new year, the rest of them, like the other bulk of the mechs, like we've got, say, 30 mechs, let's call it 30 mechs that were released in Wave 1. We've got 70 more mechs coming in Wave 2. 70! 70-ish. Heavy on the ish. But 70 mechs. So if you want to be the first person to get those, this is how you do it. Because you will get the product before it gets to retail. So that is a reason to think about doing the Kickstarter. The last is exclusives. And there's not a lot of them. And that's a good thing in my mind. If you're familiar with Battletech, you've got the paper maps that you play on. And recently, Catalyst released, I think, 4 neoprene maps that are double-sided. So one side has one map set and the other side has another map set. And they're around $40 a piece. These are available as well through the Kickstarter, but they have a unique one that is only going to be available through the Kickstarter. It's a Tundra map set. It's beautiful. I did not actually pick it up. I'm not overly worried about that. But they're also going to have all of the Battle of Tokayid, like that critical battle that ended the clan invasion and forced peace upon the two factions for an extended period of time. They've got the maps for each of the different zones for Jade Falcon, Clan Wolf, Smoke Jaguar, Ghost Bear. All of those are available, and that's available as a paper map set as well. You can buy the neoprene versions of those. The other reason that I'm talking about this Kickstarter, at the beginning I said why I don't talk about Kickstarters, and a lot of it is the risk that's involved. The last reason I don't talk about Kickstarters is because I'm a big proponent of your favorite local game store. Now, your favorite local game store may still be a game store that you're buying from across the country, like I do with 401 Games right now. Or it could be the shop down the street that you used to hang out with at prior to COVID, like I did. Anyway, most Kickstarters really edge out the retailer, and I'm not a fan of that. Like, I think those brick and mortar stores, they're what bring the community together. And so while I will back the Kickstarters, I will not promote them by and large. However, Catalyst recognizes the value of their brick and mortar stores, so they have a retailer merchant cast option, and my buddy Matt did that. And even though Warcraft Games is no longer with us due to a fire, he was still able to get that product and distribute to all of the people who backed through him during Wave 1, and he has some Wave 2 product coming as well for those people, which is awesome. But all of the product that they are releasing, the box set, the maps, the miniatures, they're all going to be available through retail outlets in the future. I would expect that by November of 2021, all of these products will be available in your favorite local gaming store or to order from your favorite local gaming store. So if you choose not to jump on this right now, this isn't your only chance, which is usually the way Kickstarters go. And in fact, it's awesome that Catalyst has opened up the Pledge Manager to everyone, to the people who didn't jump in and back it a year ago. everyone can join in again, get some lovely Battletech going, and really enjoy that hobby. The TLDR at the end. If you love Battletech and you've got some money kicking around right now, it's a really great idea to jump on board, take advantage of some savings, and join the Battletech Kickstarter. If you love Battletech, but you don't have money kicking around, maybe put some away. Squirrel some away, because you know that in the new year, the Battletech Clan Invasion box set's going to be available at your FLGS. And later in the summer or early in the fall, I suspect, you're going to be able to buy all of the different mech packs that are available through the Kickstarter right now. I've got beautiful retail packaging. I largely destroyed the retail packaging before I shot my B-roll, which was probably a mistake. Although you can see it in my unboxing video, so it's not really a big deal. Anyway, I just want to take an opportunity to encourage you to take a look at the Battletech Kickstarter. Once again, that link is in the description. And if you're interested, jump on board, strap into your mech, throw that neural helmet on, and have a blast. Until next time, as always, I want to remind you to work your wonk. In this time of COVID, be safe, wash your hands, be kind, and have a very Merry Christmas.